Hello, dear friends. One of the most amazing and endearing qualities about Jesus was his ability to heal. There was great suffering all around him, and he was able to heal and bring great relief to people in their suffering. The question is, how did he do this? As we learn about consciousness, we begin to see that Jesus was very much like us. He was a human being, and yet he had this power to heal. In the Christian religion, Jesus is cast as a god. So some people have said, well, that's a gift that comes when you're born as a special endowment from God. But it's not true. His healing ability actually came from consciousness. It came from the evolution of consciousness into the Christ state. This means that it's within all of our power to become healers. And I know that right now, most of us are not moving in that power. We have plenty of trouble just trying to take care of ourselves and keep our suffering at bay. But through the evolution of consciousness, as we move forward and as we grow spiritually, we can begin to experience the ability to heal. Most disease comes from a conditioned state within the human psyche that is filled with wrong belief and wrong order. We have the wrong order of our psyche, with mind and body being elevated above our spiritual functions of consciousness and soul, and mind has definitely become the master in most of our lives and has taken on a life and power of its own based on our conditioning and in league with our emotional responses. And this is just a recipe for suffering. It's a major problem for us. And integral health comes from having things in their right order in our psyche. One of the practices that is most important for us is to spend time meditating, going into our psyche, going in ourselves and probing around and seeing what's in there. In this quiet time, we're stilling ourselves to the point where we create distance between our observing self and our mind. When we can observe our mind from the distance and we see everything that it's doing, but we're not caught up in it, we begin to disempower mind. We begin to see that it's not the power that it has claimed to be, and it is actually a part of our psyche that we can control and we can put in its rightful place. And with mind goes all of our emotions. So the same holds true for all of the patterns of negative emotion that have been triggering throughout our lives to cause mental suffering and physical disease. And this watchful presence is consciousness. It's our state of consciousness. It's our endowment of consciousness. It's rising up and it's saying, I'm the master here. Mind is not the master. So this is a very important practice. It's actually becoming almost mainstream nowadays. Many people refer to it as mindfulness, when in fact you're not being your mind, you're watching your mind, and you're putting your mind in its rightful place, and all of your emotions with that. As you get really good at it, little by little, we begin to notice our health improving. Many of our chronic ailments begin to clear up. So that's one way. Another way that is even more intriguing is to gain the revelation that we are actually meant to live in perfect health. We were created in the perfection of being. This can be also verified in our quiet time. When we put mind in its proper place, we see it from the distance, all of a sudden we notice that our sense of disease and sense of discomfort and sense of dysfunction is briefly not to be seen. All of a sudden we realize that we are accessing a place inside of ourselves where the perfection of being actually exists now, as we were created to be. This coincides with the sense of the present moment. Most of our diseases and most of our mental anguish come from past patterns of emotion and thought, or they come from future anxiety about some situation in our life. But the present moment, as we hone in on it, is full of perfection. We're accessing our created given of the perfection of being. And the more we access it, the stronger it gets. The present moment is the perfection of being, and healing is simply abiding in that state that's already within us. Instead of even thinking in terms of healing, instead of thinking, well, I have this problem and I'm going to try and heal it through mental energies, instead of approaching it that way, all we have to do is enter the state where we know we are accessing the perfection of being that is our created given within ourselves, and learn to extend that moment. It's hard to stay there because our minds will right away start to operate in a temporal mode. And in this way, it is entirely possible for us to achieve really good health, even if not perfect. It may not heal everything instantly. We will still have lapses, and we still will have disease. But ultimately, as we head toward the new age, we can actually become empowered to the degree where disease and dysfunction disappear.